This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Of guns and knives. I travel in this world with nothing in my hands. If anyone comes to molest, and evil begins to dominate, God is my only shield. Faith is my guide. Honor is my wealth. Truth is my fortune. And Yaoyan is my weapon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Philippines Uncut. I'm your host, Buddy Kunana. Now, on this show, we talk about everything under the sun. And tonight, we're talking about one of our advocacies, which is Filipino martial arts. In particular, a very colorful and very lethal martial art called Sayaw ng Kamatayan. And joining us is Jomar Parungao, and he is the punong guro of Yaoyan Fairvillian Alasan, and he's going to help us understand what Yaoyan is all about. Good evening, Jomar.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome to Philippines Uncut.
Thank you.
You know, Jomar, for a long time, I've really been interested in Yaoyan. Kasi nga, naririnig ko na yun dati pa, yung Yaoyan na yan. But I'll be honest with you, you're the first practitioner of Yaoyan I've met. So now I have a lot of questions prepared for you. But before we start with that, let's talk about your background. Who is Jomar Parungao?
Oh, sir, Jomar Parungao. Right now, my day job is I'm a part-time culinary instructor.
Culinary instructor? What does that mean when you say culinary? You're a chef?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, continue.
Then doing some consultancy stuff and what we call side rackets. If you want a chef to serve you, I'm the right person to call to.
Delikado pala pag sa restaurant mo kami kumain at magreklamo kami.
Hindi naman po sure.
So you're a chef, and at the same time you are a punong guro. What does punong guro mean? I mean, that's Tagalog, but in English it means like a headmaster or
I'm the senior instructor.
Senior instructor. Wow, so very diverse background. On one hand, you're a chef. On the other hand, you're a martial artist.
Actually, sir, right now I'm living my dream. Kasi nung kid pa lang ako, I've been watching Kung Fu movies. If you're going to watch Kung Fu movies kasi dalawa lang nakikita mong master. It's either a wino or a cook. So doon ako sa isa, instead of being a wino.
Now, what got you into culinary to start?
Well, culinary, sir, actually it is a very long journey before I came in this industry. I started as a sales agent, then lots of other stuff pa before I realized that this would be my line of work.
So you're passionate about culinary. I mean, you have to be.
Actually, the one that gave me the realization that I love cooking was my wife.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm the one cooking at the house. Then she told me, you love cooking, why don't you try that industry? I said, okay, I'll give it a shot.
All the best chefs are men, FYI, no?
Yeah.
All the best chefs are men in the world. No, I mean, that is a statistical fact. I'm not being sexist, but it is a statistical fact. Okay. Is there any link between your passion or yung hilig mo sa culinary and martial arts? Is there anything, kasi, I mean, on the face of it, mukhang napakaiba yung dalawa.
Well, sir, if you look at it, actually, it's an entirely different world nga.
Yeah.
But the way I'm putting it kasi, the discipline. The discipline in martial arts and the discipline in cooking and the passion in doing it. Sir, doon ko nakikitaan ng link eh. The discipline with regards to serving the food, respecting the food. I see the link there because with regards to the discipline that is being taught in our school or in our camp and the respect for the art itself and for the person being taught to.
And they're both art forms, really.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Culinary and I think maybe also the hierarchy. I've seen a lot of chef shows, no? And mukhang yung head chef, talaga siya yung boss, no? And then parang, there is a hierarchy of seniority also in the kitchen. Absolutely, no?
Actually, sir, with regards to seniority, yes, I guess it would have to have a big part with regards to martial arts in terms of respect.
Yes.
But in terms of skill, it all depends on the person practicing it.
Okay, now what led you to martial arts? In particular, your story that led you to Sayaw ng Kamatayan or Yaw Yan.
Yes, sir. Going back nung bata ako, I was watching kung fu movies. It was my passion. It was every day I would copy what I was seeing. So I told myself, when I grow up, I want to be a kung fu practitioner, kung fu master. Then one thing led to another. I completely forgot about kung fu. Then I was invited by a friend if I am interested to study martial arts. Instead of I told him, if it's not kung fu, I'm not interested. Then he insisted that we watch a certain demo in a certain gym. Sure. Then I saw this guy, which eventually became a master. He kicked a steel pole using his bare shin.
Wow.
I told myself, I want to do that.
Ouch. I mean,
Yes.
you just said that kick a steel pole with your shin. Ouch.
Yeah, I thought it was that painful. Then after that incident, I guess 2 years, I'm also kicking that same pole.
So you really got into Yaw Yan straight away. I mean,
Yes, my
you
first
didn't migrate from another martial art.
My first martial art is Shaoyan, and I'll die as a Yaoyan.
How long have you been practicing Yaw Yan?
I'm doing it for 16 years already.
16.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. 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 Interesting name, Yaw Yan. Short for Sayaw ng Kamatayan. Sounds, from the name alone, sounds very ferocious, very deadly. Why was it called Yaw Yan to begin with?
Well, our Grandmaster Napoleon Fernandez actually is looking for a very brutal name around the 70s. Because around the 70s, it's very old school. For you to prove that you're a very legit martial artist, you have to be very tough. So he wanted to have a name that's very, very tough. So what can be more tough than being called the Dance of Death?
Pero it's nice, huh? It's a nice sounding name because, I mean, it's scary if you think about it. Pero it's also nice kasi nga sayaw eh. Parang,
Yes.
there's something graceful about something, pag sabi mong sayaw, parang, fluid na aesthetic, di ba? Is Yaw Yan somehow like that? That there is grace to it, that there is some sort of aesthetic flow?
Well, the good thing about Yaoyan, sir, it is patterned using our Filipino martial arts. When you say Filipino martial arts, it's called arnis. And arnis is a very graceful art, and that is how we patterned our strikes. So, the sayaw ng kamatayan is actually just arnis without the sticks.
Okay, interesting. So yung the base of it really is arnis or
Yes, sir.
or kali. I mean, that is the base of it, and then from there sprung Yaw Yan. But you said that Mr. Fernandez, who is the grandmaster of Yaw Yan, he came up with this system in the 1970s. So it's fairly new.
Fairly new in terms of having the name, because he just registered it around 1972. But he was doing this for the longest time because his father was also a martial artist. And he wanted to create a martial art which is perfect for Filipinos because it's just small.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just around 5'4".
Interesting. Now, okay, how did because we know that arnis or kali has been around for a long time. No, I mean for hundreds of years.
Yes.
I mean, the indigenous Filipinos have been using bladed weapons, which became sticks when the Spanish colonizers outlawed carrying bladed weapons around. No, kaya naging stick yan.
Yes.
Now, how did so? Is it safe to say that Yaw Yan, or the art of fighting without sticks, using the same movement, the same system, has been around for the same time, as long?
Yes, sir.
Is there any similarity or parang relation to the other martial arts in the region?
With regards to similarity, sir, I would have to say the one being used and which is popular in the States is called panuntukan.
Okay, panuntukan.
Yeah, it's basically boxing or kickboxing the strikes are similar to using the sticks.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to get back to that question about fighting without sticks but using the same movements because, there's some people who say that, it's not the same. I mean, arnis without the sticks is not effective. I mean, I've heard that school of thought, so I want to ask you about that. But before we go that, let's talk about your club. You belong to Yaoyan Fervillion Alasan. What is your club all about? I mean, we can understand there are several clubs, no?
All right, sir. As compared to other arts, you could hear Karate do Manila, Karate do Makati. With regards to us, instead of us being called Yaoyan Las Piñas, Yaoyan Makati, Yaoyan Cubao, there's a tagline attached to the name Yaoyan. So Yaoyan Alasan was given to me by my grandmaster because whoever is the head of each camp, the pattern of his fighting style is named to a certain name. That's why I am called Alasan. Alasan is a Tagalog name or the Tagalog term for black stallion.
Okay.
Because he told me that when I fight, I kick hard, even though it's not that high, but I kick hard like a horse. So he gave me the tag name Alasan.
Alasan.
Yes.
Now I understand there are other clubs or groups that there's
Yaoyan
Yaoyan
Buhawi.
Buhawi,
Yes,
and there's also the Yaoyan Hybrid.
Hybrid Yaoyan.
Hybrid Yaoyan. Now, Buhawi, what is the origin of that word?
Buhawi. In English, tornado.
Okay.
So the pattern or the skill set that they use are circular.
Interesting. So it depends. So it's not like example, because karate is karate, taekwondo is taekwondo.
Yes.
You go anywhere. I mean, more or less it is the same art form, the same martial art form, no? But in your case, depending on which school or which club you join or which group you join, your skills will be developed according to the strengths of that group. I mean, or the focus of that group. Like in your case, Alasan, you said it's more
Focus more on
kicking and kicking strong, strong kicks, as opposed to the other one, which is more
Circular.
circular.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whichever school you go, basically it be the same thing.
Mm.
It would still be Yaoyan, although we have signature moves. So if you go to a certain camp, the signature move of that camp would only be taught at that camp.
And your signature move, what is your signature move?
Well, we have what we call the Alasan kick, how a horse kick.
Can you and you can demonstrate it later. What
Yeah.
an Alasan kick is like? No, I mean later when we have on the third segment we have your new instructor here, so we can have a little demo so our viewers can see what Yaoyan is all about. Okay, practitioners in the Philippines. Now this is a Philippine martial art. How many Yaoyan practitioners are there? Would you have some idea?
No exact figures, but we're in the thousands already because as far as I can remember, sir, we are spread across the country. Around tens of thousands for sure.
See, a question I want to ask you, Jomar, is, for example, I know a lot of people I've come across people, met people who are into taekwondo, judo, aikido, but as I mentioned, I hardly, you're the first actually, Yaoyan practitioner I've actually met. And why is it that Filipino martial arts, parang hindi siya masyadong kilala sa sarili nating bayan? Parang hindi siya promoted, right? I mean, you go to any school, I don't think, are there schools that have Yaoyan as an
Yeah, sir.
as an intramural sport or a club sport? I can't think of any. So,
Well, unfortunately, sir, that is one of our dilemma right now in promoting the art. First and foremost, if you want to promote it in schools, they'd be turned off by the name itself. If they hear the word kamatayan, that is very dangerous, that is very brutal. We don't want that in our school. We don't want that in our institution. So that is one of our dilemma in terms of promoting it in school. With regards to why is it not that popular as compared to other arts, well, I guess we'll have to say that as a Filipino martial art, there's politics involved. If one art is blooming, the other art would pull it down.
Yes, the internal politics.
Yes.
Yes. So, is Yaoyan a sport? Or is it a mode for self-defense?
Both ways, sir. We could promote it as a sport, and basically it was made to be a self-defense. So both ways.
But is it possible to promote this as a sport? I mean, are there tournaments where you have, let's say, like a point system, or like in
Yes, sir.
Taekwondo or things like that?
Currently, sir, now we have fighters from Yaoyan, which is competing in other tournaments, just like the local UFC, the URCC. We have Yaoyan fighters competing there. Then there's also Yaoyan fighters in 1FC, which is Singapore-based.
Oh, so more or less, you guys compete in mixed martial arts.
Yes, sir.
But among yourselves, are there rules, let's say, in Yaoyan tournaments? I mean, are there, you know how it is in Taekwondo where there are rounds, there are things you can't do, things you can do. I mean, like example, Taekwondo, you can't punch, right? It's more kicks. Like
No,
things
sir.
like that.
With regards to Yaoyan, the point system is not based on how you landed it. It depends on how many kicks you have used in a certain round. For example, you've used a roundhouse kick
Yeah.
in my face. If you did it again, yes, it would be effective, but it doesn't count as another kick.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, why is that?
As compared to other martial arts, sir, for example, if we're going to use Muay Thai, because as you mentioned earlier, we resemble the movements of Muay Thai. Sir, Muay Thai is using 12 to 15 kicks.
Okay.
Yaoyan has 45 kicks.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You know, thinking about basic Taekwondo, or I can't think of 45 kicks. Maybe I can think of 6. But 45 kicks, and later, perhaps you can parang run us through some of them.
Sure, sir.
And maybe the more unorthodox ones. Because, you know, I mean, like all of us took, or most of us took basic karate do in high school, in grade school maybe, no. And so there's the 45 kick, there's the front kick, the back kick, the roundhouse kick, things like that. But you say 45 kicks, that's a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How is Yaoyan different from other martial arts? Because you said it is similar, kind of similar to Muay Thai, but how is it unique?
Sir, unique in the sense that, as I mentioned earlier, it is arnis without the sticks. So this is perfect for Filipinos who are gifted as a small person. Instead of using sticks, we are using our arms.
Yeah.
So the extension itself,
Okay.
in delivering the punches or the hits, it has an extension. It's just like a stick.
Are your hits targeted towards certain portions of the body designed to incapacitate? if need be?
Yes, sir.
Because, I mean, okay, let's face it, being Filipinos, we're smaller than other races,
Yes.
no? Especially Caucasians or
Yes,
let's
sir.
say Africans, like that. And where, you know, we are at a physical disadvantage. But then this is somehow equalized, correct me if I'm wrong, if the point of attack is focused on certain parts of the body.
Well, aside from the certain points that is being hit, because as compared to a punch, which is very limited because you're just extending your arm.
Okay, okay.
With regards to the strikes that we are teaching, basically we're extending the whole body to hit the opponent.
Interesting, interesting. And that sort of equalizes, that sort of is an equalizing factor. No?
Yes.
So even if you're a small person, like us Asians or us Filipinos, it can somehow make us, put us on equal footing with a bigger,
Yes,
much bigger opponent.
not just on words, because it was proven, because early 80s, we have fighters, Yaoyan fighters, who competed in open tournaments or open karate tournaments. A 5'3" guy, a Yaoyan practitioner, knocking out 6-footer
Really?
Caucasian guys. Yes, sir.
Wow.
So we could proudly say that our art is effective against taller or
5'3"
big-
against 6 foot.
Yes, sir.
Amazing, amazing. Jomar, we have to pause for a break, but in a few moments we're going to be joined by Matt Nikito, who is your newest instructor
Yes, sir.
from
Newly promoted
Yaoyan
staff.
Fervillon Alasan.
Yes, sir.
So guys, don't go away because more of Yaoyan when Philippines Uncut returns.
course ni sila master? Naani sila kaugalingon nga gym. Mana. Next is the triangle form. Triangle form. Using sticks.
Siya ma-zoom.
Naani sila kaugalingon nga gym din sa Cebu. If you want to enroll, you just inquire my office. Yaw yan. Morning also karon nga martial arts. Yaw yan.
Pala ko, inatan pa ka na. Pwede pa tada.
Pakira po ni sa acrobaton pero naani sila mga flying kick ni.
Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Kunana, and tonight's topic is Philippine martial arts, especially Sayaw ng Kamatayan or Yaw-Yan. And joining us are two chaps from the Yaw-Yan Fairvillion Alasan, led by Punong Guro, our head instructor, Jomar Parungao, and joining him is the newest instructor of Yaw-Yan Fairvillion Alasan, Matt Dequito. So, Jomar, Matt, welcome to Philippines Uncut. So, nice to have you guys here. And a very interesting video that we saw, no, Jomar? Tell us a little bit, but before we introduce Matt, tell us a little bit about that video we saw.
Sir, the video that was shown, it featured Master Eken Kaniga of Yaw-Yan Ardigma, Cebu. So if you'll notice, sir, he's just a small guy executing those kicks and punches, and the right hand, it's amputated.
Wow, so he has no right hand.
Yes, sir.
And yet he's a master.
Yes, sir.
And you know, seeing the video, hindi nga sila mukhang malaki, no? I mean, parang mukha silang high school or you know, slight guy. I mean, not big guys, huh? And yet this guy's a master of Yaw-Yan and very effective even if he has no more right hand.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. We're going to talk about how that is possible with your system. But let's introduce muna itong si Matt. Matt, congratulations. I understand, sabi nga ni Jomar, ikaw na yung newest instructor. And I have to be honest with you, Matt. I mean, when people see you, one of the last things they'll probably think is you're a martial arts instructor of this, of this very serious martial art, no? Kasi, you know, when I see you, I mean, you look like you're in high school. No? Batang-bata yung itsura mo. And yet you're an instructor. Bravo, bravo. So, tell us a bit about yourself. Paano ka napasok sa Yaw-Yan?
Elementary student po. Elementary po.
Oh.
Taekwondo po yung una kong martial arts. Then, na-realize po ng dad ko parang malungkot kasi as in balot na balot po. Pati yung
May
shield.
armor. May armor. Oh.
Pati headgear. Tapos parang realize na magagamit mo ba sa labas yan? Then, one time po, pauwi na siya. Nakita niya po yung Yaw-Yan camp, malapit po sa amin. Tapos dali-dali niya po akong dinala sa camp kasi sinabi niya po sa akin na grade 5 pa lang siya, Yaw-Yan na siya under the Grandmaster po. Tapos yun po, the very araw na po na yun, nandun na po ako sa Yaw-Yan camp.
So yung dad mo, parang pinasok lang sa taekwondo, just to get a feel of martial arts. Parang entry lang yon. Pero I guess, since your dad is a practitioner of Yaw-Yan, talagang siguro gusto niya talaga mag-Yaw-Yan ka.
Oo
Di ba?
po, die hard Yaw-Yan po talaga siya.
Now, anong feeling mo when you got, sabi mo nga, taekwondo yung background mo, tapos pumasok ka sa Yaw-Yan. Ano yung first impression mo nung pumasok ka sa Yaw-Yan? Coming from taekwondo, na maraming, I mean, very structured yung taekwondo, di ba? Yung competition, yung training, a lot of rules, a lot of forms. Ano yung feeling mo nung nag-Yaw-Yan ka?
One word po, awkward. Lahat po ng strike is awkward. Yung mula po dun sa 45 kick ng taekwondo, sobrang laki po ng difference ng leg kick ng Yaw-Yan. Isang sipa lang po, inabot po ko ng 3 months to adjust.
Wow. I guess kasi it's like you have to unlearn something.
Yes,
no?
actually.
Lalo na, di ba, traditional martial arts like taekwondo or karate. Ang dami mong dadaan ng level, di ba? May white belt, yellow belt, mga belt na yan, no? And I guess somehow, nasasanay ka sa ganon, di ba? It becomes part of, it becomes hammered into you, yung katawan mo sanay na sa move. So I guess, coming from another martial art, you have to unlearn certain things going into a non-traditional,
Yes.
like you guys.
Actually, sir, isa sa mga dilemma namin yun.
Oh.
If you have a previous martial arts or may martial arts background ka, ang hirap, ang hirap baguhin. Kasi nakasanayan na yung dati niya.
Yung movement, no? Yung movements. How different are the movements? Let's say, taekwondo, kasi ako as a lay person, no? Pag sinabi mo sipa, parang a kick is a kick.
Kick is a
No?
kick. Actually,
Diba?
to the untrained eye, a kick is a kick.
Di ba? Yeah.
With regards to approach of the kicks, we kick with our whole body, not just using the legs. So if you're going to use a leg kick using the taekwondo style, you just swing your legs going towards the opponent. With regards to a yaoyan kick or a yaoyan leg kick, I'm going to use my whole body to deliver my leg to you.
Talagang hampas talaga. Mas malakas talaga.
Yes. We're going to make sure that one leg kick will count. Count meaning you'll be knocked out.
I guess in a real life scenario, you don't have, I mean, di ba sa tunay na buhay, hindi man point system, di ba?
Yes.
Let's say if you have to defend your life and your loved ones, you have to make, as you said, you have to make
You make it count.
you have to make it count. Kasi, di ba? Ano masasabi mo doon, Jomar? I mean, Matt.
Ayun po, yung realize ko rin po, dating taekwondo ko, minsan po napaaway ako. Then, mas malaki po talaga yung nakaaway ko. Tapos tinatawan-tawanan niya lang ako. Tapos, mga 2 minutes ko na po siya sinisipa. Nakatayo lang siya doon laughing. Tapos,
Akala niya.
I went home po, tapos umiyak ako, na-frustrate na ako na.
So you were taekwondo pa rin, no?
Opo,
Okay,
1 year na po akong
okay.
nagta-taekwondo.
Okay.
Tapos, ngayon po, nung na-try ko na po mag-yaw yan, nagugulat po ako, trosa na po yung sinisipa namin. Hindi na po malambot na bag. Yung malambot na bag po, eventually nasisira within a month.
How do you guys train? Kasi sabi ni Matt, troso yung sinisipan. That's wood, no?
Yeah, we have what we call kasi our baton bag.
Okay.
A traditional yaoyan bag kasi is made out of wood. And we just cover it with a baka rope.
Wow.
And that is what we kick. That is where we train. That is how we harden our shins.
Wow. How about for punches? Same. You
Yes.
troso rin na nakabalot
We,
yung
what we call the arm strikes palo. So we do our palo. There's a baton bag then.
Wow. Do you know of any other martial art that trains like this, the same way? Kasi, I mean, sa dami ko na-interview na dito, ngayon lang ako nakarinig na troso na
Na-punching
na punching bag.
You could watch in YouTube. Sometimes the Muay Thai practitioners, they kick banana trees. Well, we kick trees.
And then you said shin. So yung shin nyo talaga, because, like all of us have at one point or another, nabangga natin yung shin natin, di ba? Masakit, di ba?
Sabi nila, pag tumama sa hagdanan, masakit.
Oh.
Well, when I was a kid, masakit talaga yun. But now, fortunately, because of our conditioning, strength and conditioning, it could withstand na mga ganong klaseng instances.
And now, Matt, you have been practitioner for 6 years na, going on 7. Tapos nga, instructor ka na. What is your training like sa yaoyan? As in, is this something you did every day or every other day? Gano'ng kadalas or gano'ng ka-frequent, gano'ng ka-intense yung training mo?
Nung high school po ako, never po ako nag-absent. Pero nung eventually nag-college po, at least thrice a week po. Tapos kung medyo kinakaya pa ng katawan, weekends po. And especially holidays.
So 3 times a week and weekends. So like any other sport that you're serious into, di ba? Let's say tennis player ka, di ba? So hindi naman yung tama lang na let's say it's like you're training for a sport that you really like swimming or tennis. So 3 or 4 times a week.
Na-experience ko rin po kasi na nagpahinga ako nung about 2 months. Tinrangkaso po ako ng mga 1 linggo.
Nung mag-stop ka,
Opo.
saka ka pa nagkasakit.
Opo. As in, whole training year, wala pong sakit. Nag-stop ako ng 2 months, trangkasong malala.
Now, Jomar, in terms of, because si Matt has gone through, 6-7 years, ngayon instructor na siya, what kind of ranking do you have? Like, how do you gauge na, halimbawa, itong si Matt, ganitong level na siya? Merong promotion system ba kayo? Meron ba kayong belt system?
With regards to the ranking system or belt system, unfortunately, we don't have that. The way we're seeing kasi the belt system and the ranking system, may monetary value kasi for a certain belt and we don't want to practice that.
Okay.
For us, it would be better for you to be promoted in terms of the skill that you have showcased. This student or this kid is already eligible for another training session, in which we will add more kicks and more arsenal.
So, in effect, sa yan, I mean, there's no, okay, ako, green belt na ako, ikaw, brown belt ka na, ganyan. Wala kayong ganyan.
Wala.
So, what you do is, it's really, I mean, how do you gauge it? How do you keep track of a student's performance?
The good thing about Yoyan kasi it's like we're family. So the more we are familiar with your movements, doon namin nagigauge. Or for example, Matt, ever since he started, he was my student na. So when I saw him progress, I was the one gauging that he should be taught more arsenal, because we cannot teach you 45 kicks in one sitting. I could basically teach you in a month 5 to 6 kicks. Then you need to perfect those kicks. Then if you get to perfect those kicks, then we'll add 2, 3 more.
Yung promotion, quote-unquote, promotion system ninyo, is it, kasi alam ko like sa karate or taekwondo, may ano yan, may oras talaga, di ba, ng promotion, di ba? They have this one time where lahat sila nagsasama-sama, then you do your katas, then you blah, 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 and then you get promoted, no? Kayo, paano ba yung, I mean, is it, meron ba kayong formal event or ceremony like that? Or more or less parang tansya-tansya na lang sabi ng master na, oy. Yeah.
Now, we're practicing that every anniversary, we do give out certificates that you have reached a certain level wherein you are certified as an advanced student, a beginners, or a junior instructor.
Pero, okay, so there are levels in Yoyan, as you mentioned, advanced student, beginner, instructor. How many of these are there? Yung mga ganyang...
Actually, it depends on the gym, or it depends on the camp. Us in Pavilion Alasan, I base it on the sessions that the student have attended. So if ever my student have already attended 60 to 75 sessions, and he has perfected what we have taught him, for example, you are assigned for 60 sessions, 7 kicks. You need to perform those kicks. And if you have done it properly, then you are promoted.
Which is actually good, no? Kasi it's you go by your pace, di ba? Kung halimbawa, ikaw yung student na masipag, and let's say, di ba, Jomar and Matt, let's say, na perfect mo na so many kicks and you're a fast learner, then you could say advance. Unlike sa taekwondo or other belted sports, pwede na nandun ka lang, and then it depends on when you get your next promotion.
Yeah, and you need to pay for that belt.
And you need to pay for that. Eh, sa inyo, wala ba kayong ganun, mga fees? Okay,
No, we don't
fees.
have.
Okay, let's talk about fees. Oh. So, okay, when people want to learn Yoyan, they join your club, anong kailangan lang requirements? Do you have anything?
With regards to fees, each Yoyan camp varies.
Okay.
With Yoyan for Pavilion Alasan, we only have 2 packages. So we only have 2,000 for 12 sessions a month, and 3,000 only a month. If you could do it every day,
Wow.
twice, thrice a day,
Mag-asawa.
yeah.
Okay.
Morning, afternoon, and evening po.
Galing. Gusto yung only.
Yeah.
That's a good package. Okay, let's talk about effectiveness of... no, before we go, let's talk about sessions. How long is one session? When you say
Around 2 hours.
2 hours. Wow. Okay. And usually what goes on during a training session?
With regards to the session, it is composed of 70 to 80% of strength and conditioning, meaning cardio.
Really?
Yeah. The reasoning behind it, ang sabi kasi ng Grandmaster namin, I would have to quote him on this. Aanhin mo ang 10 sipa at 10 suntok. After 30 seconds, pagod ka na. Hindi mo na kayang i-deliver yung mga skill set na alam mo. Not unlike if I teach you 1 or 2 na suntok at sipa, pero kaya mo makipagsuntukan 1 oras. That is way better.
Alam mo, Jomar, Matt, again, another departure from the traditional, no? Because in most martial arts, it's not 78% cardio, di ba? Parang in fact, and I know this because a lot of my friends also, practice, these other martial arts. Sometimes nga, neglected pa nga yung cardio eh.
Yeah.
Do you guys notice that?
Yeah, more on skill set actually.
More on skills, forms, katas, if you want to call it. But cardio is actually neglected a lot of times. In your case, 78% is cardio. So, ano ginagawa nyo? Jogging?
Lots, we do circuit training.
Okay.
Circuit, lots of body weights.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys are really, I mean, serious Yaoyan practitioners are really in top physical form, no?
Yeah. Although I may not look like it because of my day job.
No, okay. That's understandable. You're surrounded by delicious food all day. Mga ko rin siguro yun eh. Hindi rin ako makakaindi. So, okay, another question. Very, timely. Who can study Yaoyan? Because is there an age where you become too old to do this, or you guys accept students of all ages?
I'll just speak in behalf of my camp.
Sure.
I have a student as young as 6 and as old as 58.
58.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that the demands of Yaoyan are not are not too much for people approaching even senior citizen age.
I call it. It depends on the willingness of the individual. Even if you are 60, 70, if you're willing to learn, you're very much welcome to.
Okay, you guys are instructors. And Matt, pag ni Jomar, 6 years old, tinuturuan niyo itong sayaw ng kamatayan. Hindi ba kayo natatakot na baka naman yung bata maging violente? Halimbawa, di ba syempre, bata yan. It's hard to tell a kid, you shouldn't do this. Kids are sometimes hard to instruct, no? How do you guys handle that?
Actually, sir, this is based on what happened in our camp. I have an 8-year-old kid, an 8-year-old student, which is always bullied by his big brother. Okay. So the reason why he studied Yaoyan is because he wanted to divert from the activities of his older brother, because his older brother is doing basketball and swimming. And because he's always bullied, he doesn't want to join that. So he joined us. After 3 weeks session, the mother approached me, telling me that, that the student that I had unfortunately took out a tooth from his older brother.
Holy mackerel.
And I was shocked. It never came to me that what I am teaching is very little.
After 3 weeks?
Yes.
So, okay. A lot of people, again, I go back to the belted martial arts. They say before you can use it, you have to spend many, many years before you can actually use it in a self-defense situation. In Yaoyan, is it possible to learn? Because, okay, a lot of people want to learn how to defend themselves, but they don't have, they don't want to spend, let's say, all their time or years before they can use it. They want to do something practical for the now. How many sessions do you think would it be necessary for someone to do before one could say, hey, I can look after myself in some sort of simple situation?
Again, sir, I'll base it because I've been doing this for 16 years. I'll base it on the students that I have taught. Actually, the average wherein I could hear my students telling me that they have absorbed what I have taught them around 3 months.
3 months, huh?
Yes,
Wow.
they say that they have the confidence, the self-esteem that they can defend themselves.
What is necessary for a good Yaoyan, a successful Yaoyan student? What do you have to bring to the table? For you to say that, hey, I'm going to be good at this, I'm going to be effective, I can use it for self-defense. Well, what are the essentials?
Actually, what I'm after is the attitude. First off, this is martial arts, so you need to be really disciplined. Meaning that the reason why you are learning this is because of preservation of life, not the destruction of it. If you are here to be cool or you want to be a better bully, you are not welcome in our camp.
Good. So really attitude is key here.
Yes.
Yeah. But physically, I mean, any height, any weight,
Yes.
and as I said, almost any age is possible.
Just as long as there's the willingness to learn,
Correct.
you're very much welcome.
So, guys, when we come back for our third segment, you guys are going to give us a little demonstration because we talked about Yaoyan, but now I'm sure all of the viewers, and myself included, we want to see what Sayaw ng Kamatayan is all about, and you guys are going to give us a little sample of what you guys do in Yaoyan.
Correct.
Great. So, guys, don't go away because more of Yaoyan when Philippines Uncut returns.
They come here for different reasons. Some to stay fit, some to relieve stress or learn self-defense, and some to start a new life. Regardless of their motivations, what they learn here far exceeds their expectations. They had anticipated learning how to kick, how to box, how to defend themselves. What they had not foreseen was love, discipline, respect, camaraderie, commitment, and brotherhood, all from inside this humble gym. At the end of the day, it's not only about how hard they can punch, how high they can kick, or how fast they can move. What matters most are the values they've learned, the friends they have made, and the brotherhood they have created. All this is due to one person who they call Master, who not only serves as their teacher, but also as their mentor and father.
Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm your host, Buddy Kunana. Tonight's topic is Yaoyan, or Sayaw na Kamatayan. And joining us are friends from Yaoyan, Fervillon, Alasan. We have Jomar Parungao, who is the Punong Guro, or head instructor, and Matt Nikito, who is the newest instructor of Yaoyan, Fervillon, Alasan. So guys, we're now standing because this is the third and final segment, and we've been talking about Yaoyan, and now we're going to finally show people. Of course, we showed them some videos, but now some basic moves about of Yaoyan. Now, before we go there, let's talk about effectiveness. You know, when people talk about martial arts, traditional martial arts, they say, "Oh, it's a sport," but in real life, it won't. It's you know, it's not too effective in a real life situation. How effective is Yaoyan?
Right, sir. With regards to effectivity, I would have to say that we are very effective because the strikes that we are using is not traditional. Meaning, if I do a punch, actually you could break a finger or you could break a bone delivering a punch because our hand is composed of little bones.
Sure, sure.
But as compared to our strike, for example, if I'm going to do one kind of strike, which is a palo, one whole arm to deliver a strike, that is more lethal. So in terms of activity, for sure, you would be hurt more by one whole bone as compared to different small little bones.
But I mean, like the movements, are they designed for let's say because example, let's go back to Taekwondo. You know, let's say it's all kicking, but let's say in a real life situation, when you're up close, you know, to someone, that it's
hard to kick.
Useless. No?
Yeah.
But for Yaoyan, are you guys effective at long range and short range
Yes,
and
sir.
things like that?
In terms of long range, yes. Actually, we prefer if it's long range fighting. But in terms of short range, there's still no problem because, again, that's the good thing about using Yaoyan. We are our knees without the sticks. So actually, you could hit a person up close, just like flicking a stick.
Is there any other martial art that has this philosophy or this kind of system of striking, but using it like as an extension of a bladed weapon or a stick? Is there any other martial art? I can't think of any.
I cannot recall also any martial arts that could claim that.
So this is really unique in that sense. No? This is actually what sets it apart from other martial arts.
Yes, sir.
Because, like example, for Muay Thai, I noticed in the video we showed earlier, there are some kicks or some moves with the knee and things like that are kind of similar to Muay Thai. But in Muay Thai, the punches are completely different. No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, okay, let's. I'm going to pass it on to you now, and maybe you can help explain to the audience as you do your moves what these Yaoyan techniques are.
Right.
Right.
Right, sir. All right. With regards to using the different strikes of Yaoyan, we have what we call the palo. So when we say palo, we are using our arms. So because we don't have sticks, we're going to use our arms as sticks. So for example, fighting form. In a traditional martial art, you're going to punch.
Yeah, traditional punch. It goes straight, no?
Yeah.
Straight. There you go.
From the
Yeah.
front. The strikes are from the
like
front.
Boxing, like a boxer.
But for example, he's a traditional martial artist, so this would be a very close defense. So delivering a punch,
Block it, yeah.
it could be blocked.
Yeah.
But with regards to Yaoyan, we are very unorthodox, meaning the strikes can come from anywhere. So one of our arsenals are coming from the sticks. So this is what we call the hataw. Okay. Then, for example, if we can predict that the strike that I'm going to deliver is coming from the top, so if
Very
ever he'll anticipate that,
Yeah.
I can deliver a strike coming from the bottom.
You can switch
Yes.
right away.
Delivering the forearm strike,
Yeah.
then converting it to a strike coming from the bottom.
I can see the effectivity of Jomar because, as you mentioned, traditionally you wouldn't expect a punch or a strike coming from on top or the bottom.
The bottom.
It'll be in front where you can guard yourself or the sides. No? Okay.
Then, if we're going to deliver again a punch, which is what we call a hook
Yeah.
or a cross.
Yeah.
For example, he's a big guy. A hook or a cross is not effective. But what if I use my whole body to deliver a palo? So this is how we use it. And by emphasizing the elbow, so this is his defense. By emphasizing the elbow, so my elbow, I'm going to deliver a palo. So I'm going to take out the defense. Then at the same time delivering the strike.
Again, from out of nowhere. No?
Yeah.
Unexpected. Very
So he would
unexpected,
think that I'm just going to hit the hand
Yes,
or
yes,
something. But no, I'm just taking out the defense to deliver my strike.
Galing. Very good. Very good. Very good.
With regards to the similarities or what is the difference between, for example, Muay Thai, we have what we call the hataw, again, the strike coming from the top. So how do we convert this if we're going to use the foot? So this is your hataw. Hataw. Then this is the hataw na sipa. So basically the same thing, translate lang sa paa. So we have what we call the hambalos from the hand. Ito yung hambalos ng sipa. So this is your traditional roundhouse kicks.
Yes.
Then we have our famous lulud pabulusok. So the lulud pabulusok, the kick that is emphasized or the part of the body that emphasized here is the shin,
Okay.
delivered not sideways but coming from the top.
Wow.
So
Okay.
the lulud pabulusok.
Different, huh?
Yes. So this is the defense. Pag diniliver mo lulud pabulusok. So we have fighters who use this automatic knockout because they broke the clavicle.
but see, looking at Matt perform it looks. I mean, pardon me for saying, but it kind of looks awkward compared to other more aesthetic martial arts that use kicks, no? Like example, Taekwondo is like a beautiful kick, no?
Yes.
But in this sense, parang iba yung parang may pagka-awkward, no?
Yes, sir.
Pero effective.
That's how my students actually define it. It's very awkward. It's like learning an entirely different thing. But as I would like to put it, yes, it is awkward because you already have a preconceived idea what a kick or what a punch is.
Yes.
With this one, actually, we just want to deliver a certain attack or strike, which is actually a normal or flow of your body or the natural movement of the body.
Actually, thinking about it, it does seem that it may seem awkward, but as you said earlier during our off-cam, it is like when you see yung away bata, kids fighting, which is really the natural movement of the body, no? And so Yao Yan actually just enhances that and brings it to the next level. So guys, before we go, maybe we can say something to the audience, maybe tell them about Yao Yan, encourage them to learn it, and give them your details. Let's start with Matt.
You can see us, Yoyan Fervillion Alasan, at BF Resort, Vatican Building, Vatican Drive, BF Resort, Las Piñas City. regating our number.
Excellent. Oh, Jomar.
Right, again, we'd like to invite you. Please feel free to visit our camp at number 17, Vatican Drive, Vatican Building, Vatican Drive, BF Resort.
And for all the parents who are looking for a martial art to enroll their kids in, why would you recommend Yaoyan?
Why would we recommend yun? Aside from your kids being taught Filipino martial arts, they're being taught Filipino culture.
Nice. Good answer, Guapo. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Jomar, thank you very much. Matt, thank you. Galing niyo. So guys, I hope you enjoyed our show today on Yaoyan. Join us again next week here in Philippines Uncut, where we talk about what matters to you guys, because you guys matter the most. I'll see you next week.